Network. Up next, we do have Coach Dana Holgorsen from Houston. Overall, they were in action last Friday against Washington State. Washington State won the game 31-24. Cougars play their conference opener this Thursday. They will be visiting Tulane for an 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Time start on ESPN. Coach, thank you for joining us on the call today. To tie up the game against Washington State, and we expect to see conference play on Thursday against Tulane.
Looking forward to the first conference game here Thursday night in New Orleans. We are anxious to get into the conference play, and looking forward to the challenge that Tulane brings. They're on a little bit of a hot streak here. We understand that. They got some momentum from last year, going to a bowl and winning that, and then playing really well this year as well. So got a big challenge ahead for us on Thursday.
We'll take questions for Coach Holgorsen, please. Star 1 on your telephone keypad will put you in the queue, then the operator will introduce you.
We have a question from Chris Vanini with The Athletic.
Hey, Dana, you guys added a number of transfers in the offseason, I think 11 from Power 5 programs. Do you look at transfers as its own part of recruiting and something you plan to do more of moving forward?
Yeah, we've been pretty vocal about that over the last probably 7 years. That's, previous place I was at, we brought a lot of those guys in there that made a big difference and winning a lot of games. And, that's a big part of college football now. We kind of have our way of doing it and know how to vet the process to make sure we're getting the right kind of guys. And we're going to continue to do that. So I think that the city of Houston and the University of Houston is an attractive place to a lot of people. There's a lot of guys that want to come back home, and there's a lot of guys that want to come to a city like this to be able to play. So it's been good to us, and we're going to continue to do it.
That was kind of my next question. So you see Houston and the opportunity for players elsewhere who maybe want to return home as a big selling point that maybe you didn't have at West Virginia? It's a different deal. I think there's the attraction of the program, having success bringing transfers. We got a lot at West Virginia because we had a lot of success getting guys, and those guys had a lot of success on the playing field. So we know how to get guys in and get them acclimated really quick. And, just obviously Houston's got 6 million people in it, so there's a lot of, and everybody in the country recruits Houston. So, there's going to be guys that need to come home or want to come home, and we're gonna entertain that in addition to doing our absolute best to be able to get guys to stay home out of high school as well. All right, appreciate the time, Dana.
Mm-hmm.
Next we'll hear from Dan Tortora with WakeUpCallDT.com.
Good morning, Coach. How are you?
Good. You?
Doing well. Thanks for asking. First few weeks for you, obviously, you played two top 20 teams in Washington State and Oklahoma. What have been your takeaways, maybe your assessment of your team playing against the top 20 so far?
Competitive. Not, made too many mistakes to be able to knock off really good football teams. We're not interested in moral victories. The University of Houston's beat plenty of Power 5 schools throughout the course of the last 5-10 years. So, we're a little disappointed we didn't get one or both of those victories. Just got to stay the course. I mean, we're all new here. So, like the way that our guys are playing, like the effort with which we're playing, we got to just stay the course and practice and play hard and line up and try to beat a good Tulane team here Thursday night.
Your quarterback, De'Ara King, obviously last season before you had come in, had a ton of success before going down with an injury. How has he looked to you this season, and just what your takeaways have been about your quarterback, King?
Extremely competitive, is really doing a good job of learning another offense. It's unfortunate that he's had to learn like three or so offenses in his college career. We're trying to change that here and bring stability to the University of Houston that hasn't existed in quite some time. But unfortunately for him, he had to learn another one. But I think what you're going to see is just him continue to get better with it. He managed the game better last week than he has in the previous couple of games, and you know we're having success with him in the running game. We got to continue to work hard to get as much success as we can in the passing game as well. We're a little unbalanced right now, but we're working hard to fix that.
Thank you, Coach, and good luck this week.
Next, we'll hear from Gary Smith with NOLA.com.
Hi, Coach. With Derek King, he's so lethal with his feet, and he's also a good passer. How tricky is it to find the right balance with how much you run him and how much he stays in the pocket? And do you feel like you have that right? You've found that balance so far?
Well, I think the defenses have something to do with that. You got to look and see what they're doing defensively and what their plan of attack is, and then try to pick the right plays. And I got to do a great job of identifying that. Tulane brings big problems when it comes to what they do defensively. They load the box up, so we don't want to just ram him up in there with a whole bunch of people. We got to understand what their plan is and call plays accordingly. So, you know, I've always talked about balance, being able to really identify what the defense is doing and attack them. They can kind of dictate what you do by what the defense is that they play. And we got to be balanced in what we do offensively and, you know, whether it's the run game or the pass game, to be able to call the right plays accordingly.
And how special a quarterback is he? We had the stat where he's the first quarterback since Tim Tebow to have a certain number of games with a rushing touchdown and passing touchdown consecutively. How dynamic is he for your offense?
You know, he's a dynamic football player. There's no question. My job is to get him to be the best quarterback that I can possibly be. He's played a lot of ball. He's had a lot of success, and he just wants to win. So whatever he's got to do to be able to help the team win is what he wants to do. He's dynamic with his feet. He's dynamic making plays. He does a great job of getting into the end zone. And we got to get the rest of the group there to get on the same page to have more success. We haven't outscored our opponent in 2 of the 3 games that we've played this year. So we gotta do a better job of calling plays and getting them in the right plays to where we can have more success.
Thank you.
We have other questions for Coach Holgorsen, please. *1 on your telephone keypad, if so. Coach, appreciate your time as always. Look forward to hearing from you once again next Monday.